The 2024-2025 Wits SRC elections are around the corner. Elections will be held on the 17th and the 18th of September, where students will vote for 13 SRC candidates. Voter turnouts have varied over the past few years, as the 2023-2024 elections saw a voter turnout of 30% and the previous year having just over 24%. Wits Vuvuzela spoke to students to see if they are engaged with student politics and to see if they will be voting in the upcoming elections.
I'm definitely going to vote, right, because I think it's a democratic responsibility. I think it's quite important to vote considering, I don't know, like the political climate of the country right now. Voting at university also gives us a feel of like voting nationally. So yeah, I do believe that people need to vote. Do I think most students need to get engaged? Yes, I do. I think a lot of students view student politics as quite like mundane, like it doesn't matter, but it actually does. Considering like every year, if you've seen every year, there's always like many students that can't register and like etc. etc. So I think SRC is a way to help. Like by voting for SRC, voting for the party of your choice is like a way to get like more students to register, because they really do help in terms of registering.
Yeah, I will be voting in the coming SRC elections.
What do you think is the importance of voting in the SRC elections?
To make sure that your voice is heard as well. So I think that's a way of us adding our input. So if you can't be in the forefront, then your vote can represent you.
Have you voted before? And would you say that your vote has made a positive change?
I think there's people that we put, but then when they were elected, they were kind of disappointing. But I mean, so I'm gonna vote again. Try again. Yeah.
So would you say that it's important for students to engage in student politics?
Yeah, it is. It is important, but then a lot of students aren't engaged because not a lot of students face student issues, more especially like financial issues. It's not the majority population of it that's actually financially affected. So it's like you're involved if you know what it's like to struggle. So most of like the trust fund babies are just relaxing and not really concerned with what's going on. So then it seems like the SRC isn't doing anything because the majority doesn't need the help.
While some students clearly see the importance of voting and student politics, other students are not too sure about the process behind student politics or their participation in the upcoming elections.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure honestly. But I think it is important to vote, you know, just to voice your opinion and just basically like being actively involved on like what's happening on campus. Yeah.
Have you voted before?
Yes, I have.
And would you say that your vote actually meant something?
Well, I think so. Because before I was doing my undergrad, right? So it was during like those times of like, fees must fall. So there's a lot of changes happening there, like student advocacy. So I think it did make a difference.
I feel like the only concern from them to me is just in knowing that, okay, if ever I really need someone to help me in terms of like financial exclusion or academic exclusion, there are people to go to. But I'm not very involved in the process and I don't know much about them outside of that.
So do you see yourself voting in these upcoming elections?
I am going to listen to some of the campaigns and see their memorandums and possibly vote depending on what they say. If I see something I resonate with, I will definitely vote.
I don't pay as much attention to student politics anymore. I feel like, especially my postgrad years, they don't impact me as much as they did in my undergrad. So I haven't been paying as much attention, especially because from my previous experience, it always feels like it's a wash of a specific party. It feels like this year is the EFF in power, this year it's PASMA in power, and therefore I don't necessarily pay attention to like the intricacies of what's happening in student politics. But I mean, I still will vote. At some point I'll read the manifestos. I haven't been paying attention to the candidates, but I'd like to. I think it's important. The SRC and all of these other student councils, they have a lot of power that we don't actually pay attention to. So I still will want to at least help them meet quorum for the votes.
I am not going to vote currently, as I am an honor student who's leaving Wits very soon, but previous years I have voted and I was engaged in the SRC elections. I did believe in voting for, if I needed help, I knew who to go to and who represented me and who would be helpful to me.
Overall, Wits University students see the importance that student politics has and the power that voting can bring. Students are encouraged to keep up to date with student affairs and the individuals who are focused on putting the interests of students first. Siyanda Mthethwa from Wits Vuvuzela.